Why should we hire you when we have applicants with more experience or better credentials?
Although there may be applicants with more credentials and more experience, I do believe that I possess certain skills that would be beneficial to the organization as a whole. Three of those main skills I believe would be leadership skills, communication skills, and skills in technology and computer software. In my current job, I've exhibited leadership skills by being a main employee that trains new recruits. When a new recruit is hired, multiple times I've been in charge of instructing them on how to do some of the basic mechanics around the organization. And several of those employees that I've hired have been there for a very long time still. Some of them are still there. And not only are they some of the best employees that we have, but they've also become great leaders in themselves. I believe this may be because whenever I'm training the new recruits, sometimes when they're going through the socialization process, they are nervous, they're not really sure what to do. So I assure them that it just takes time to learn how to do some of those certain things, and it just takes practice, muscle memory, and most of the time they've come to me, even still they'll come to me for advice on how to do things. So those are just some ways that I believe that I show leadership skills. And I guess my communication skills would also go along with that. The way that I would approach a new employee is different than the way that I would approach my manager and assistant manager. Most of the time when I approach them, it's to offer them ideas on how to solve a problem, something that maybe I noticed since I've been there for a while, and since I kind of know what's going on around there, I can come to them and give them some advice on how to solve issues. Some of those being a lack of equipment that we have around the shop that we may need to reorder. I've also offered to do inventory replacement. Sometimes our inventory has been all messed up, and I've come to them, told them that it's very hard to find certain things, and I've offered to do it myself, to go through everything and try and reorganize everything. And that's I guess that goes along with leadership skills also. And then another skill would be the computer software and technology skills that I possess. We do training on the computer that it's pretty difficult sometimes to learn how to do some of the software, and so new employees and new recruits have come to me and asked for advice, and I've been able to guide them through the computer lingo. And so those are just three things that I believe I possess that may be more beneficial than having better credentials.
How do you think you can contribute to this company?
Not only can I contribute to this company through my leadership skills and my communication skills or my technology skills, I believe I can contribute to this company by offering new ideas. Since I'll be a fresh college graduate, I believe I would have fresh ideas. Possibly I could give answers to people that have questions. I would be anxious to give any of my new ideas, any of my thoughts on certain things. So that's one thing I can contribute. Another thing I can contribute would be a positive atmosphere in the workplace. I think that I'm a very approachable person, and it's easy for me to communicate with people that I work with now. It's easy for me to communicate with strangers. So I believe that offering a positive atmosphere would be beneficial for the organization. It would be a good creative atmosphere. So those are just a few things that I believe I can contribute to the organization.
Tell me about a time when you solved a difficult problem.
There was a time in one of my past work areas that I worked at a postal service, and I would load trucks with packages on them, and these packages would come on a conveyor belt very fast, and sometimes there would be misloads on the wrong trucks. So me and several other employees got with my manager and assistant manager and came up with a few ideas on how we could probably solve this problem. And the one that prevailed was, if we gave everybody a crayon that was on the conveyor belt, they would go along the conveyor belt and circle the package that was intended to go on that truck. Then they would put it on that truck, and when we had free time, we would go through every truck that we were stationed to and make sure that every truck number that was circled on the packages would be the correct truck. And this idea was able to actually lower the amount of misloads significantly. It was actually such a good idea that now it is almost mandatory for the people on the conveyor belt to do. It's just a simple practice, and you just circle it when you're on the conveyor belt, put it on the truck, and then in your free time make sure it's on the right truck, and if it's not, then really quickly go put it on the correct one. So that was a time that I solved a difficult problem.
Thank you, Alex, for coming in today. Do you have any questions for us?
I do. I was wondering when what the rest of the interview process was going to be like.
Well, we have a few more applicants we need to interview first, and after that we will be coming up with a decision.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time.